first pick over to Blue Martini. Of course, I'm going to be interested to see if they consider getting rid of that Lindis on the Dino Rider side. I've constantly advocated to stop Zane from getting the Lindis because he is just so good at the character. That normally forces him over. Thank you.
Yeah,
that normally forces him over to something like a Quillen in the jungle. We'll see what he settles for.
But this opens up the door huge because you're wasting a ban on the red side immediately towards that Lindis. Clearly, it seems as if Florentino will be the next ban for the Dino Riders, but that leaves open those power picks. You've got the Elsu, you've got the Sephora, which is an easy chance for BMG.
Yeah, you definitely need to ban, oh, they're going to ban Sephora here. You definitely need to ban Florentino here because giving that over, I know they gave it over to Yugen and they won yesterday. Well, you cannot give it over to a team like BMG here. So they're going to ban it, and that's going to open up an Elsu pick for BMG Gaming.
You've also got capabilities of Elsu being played by multiple members of BMG. Hoon, from what we have been told, will be moving to a side lane as opposed to the mid lane that we have seen him, which means both him and KZ Fox will be capable of flexing that Elsu wherever they need to go.
I'd like to point out that Lindis ban in favor of the Elsu going through means that Dino Riders are more afraid of letting an Elsu or letting a Lindis through than letting an Elsu through. And I have to say, looking at Blue Martini's squad, I agree.
Yeah, I do like this Baldum pickup here, because Baldum has been someone that Shojin has really shined on, and their engages and the way they work together as a team has really worked out when Shojin was on this Baldum.
Do we potentially see now a side lane pickup here? We do have Varus and Richter still alive. If one, or with one of them potentially being picked up by the Dino Riders, that could open the door for BMG to secure one as well.
I'm still targeting jungle this early on from Dino Riders. I know that seems like madness, but you have to make sure Zane doesn't get first pick of the litter. The characters he loves are things like that Ryoma, like that Quillen.
Oh, okay.
And they do take away the Ryoma. That gives them the flexibility because it's also a denial to side lane.
Omega. But yeah, Tulin sounds really good. It's going to give him so much mid lane pressure. So Tulin potentially, they don't need to pick an Annette here, but if they don't pick it, it could show up as a ban on the Dino Rider side. But yeah, Tulin and Richter are going to be secured, solid mid laner and side laner.
This does mean that the Elsu will be played into the bottom side of the map with Hoon. Richter obviously going towards the top, and they're still taking the time, but nope, that's going to be the lock-in. KZ Fox's Tulin is coming on board.
Dino Riders with the final pick will target that jungler as I asked them to do. And this means that now Dino Riders can dedicate their next two bans to making sure they're limiting Zane's character pool. They choose to do the opposite, limiting Beginning's character pool to further enable the Rourke to get into the back line.
But you still have Annette available, and just as I say that, Annette gets taken off by the Dino Riders. Liliana as well to create a better matchup for KZ Fox in the mid by BMG.
Yeah, I love what they did. They pick Rourke and they ban away a hard content, which is Arum, which is, and Annette actually works really well too into Rourke because its determination is not going to be as useful with Arm's Snare and also Annette's Hurricane Wall if timed correctly. So really nice job by Dino Riders there to support Hawaii's work that he loves to play.
Blue Martini target the Liliana away from Sleepy. They target the Omen away from the side lane of Zeus. I really like the idea of all that, but I think that one of the things they need to worry about is as we get later on in the draft, BMGaming now have a full pick of the litter for jungle. There isn't going to be anything taken away. So they get to choose probably a Quillen into this.
Kali picked up, though, by the Dino Riders in the mid lane for Sleepy. You're going to have the poke damage. You got a little bit of front line clearly with the Baldum, but there's plenty of options left available still for BMG.
Yeah, there's Crickneck, there's Murad, there's Zill, there's Nakroth, a lot of junglers, but Quillen might be the one that may pick. Looks like they're actually going with their Wonder Woman jungle, which we saw work out so well in the EU.
There is still potential for a Richter support. You could flex it over. We've seen the craziness happen. You don't want to do it just yet, but if this Wonder Woman gets picked up, this is a drastically different direction for Zane than what we're used to seeing.
He's played Wonder Woman before, though, and it's looked fine, so this would mean that Zane isn't expected to pick up quite so much damage, but they have an Elsu for that.
We also have to remember that with Hoon being on the roster, he is a playmaking star, which means that that is more pressure being alleviated off of Zane. We know that Zane has been performing better when he doesn't have to have that hard pressure of needing to carry his lanes. Hoon and his mechanical prowess do provide that.
I like this double pickup here. Wonder Woman for the front line, also Crashed for the front line. These are two beefy boys that can keep the Elsu safe.
Yeah, also very defensive too. Wonder Woman can defend and keep people off the Elsu, so they have a lot of protection for Elsu here.
Not only that, but we also have the final lock-in, clearly, of the Ebenith that will be going into the hands of Yikes. That is a support Ebenith, mind you guys, for the Dino Riders.
It's been a while since we've seen that, but they were very effective in the Asian meta at one time because their ability to initiate. You have to kind of lead the way with the Ebenith, get into the enemy jungle, then spend the Nature's Realm, ambush people, and have the follow-up to that.
Also creates another opportunity for a frontliner for the Kali as well, who will be playing into the backline onto this. But gentlemen, we find ourselves with two very clear-cut strategies, both of which looking to protect the backline, the Elsu for BMG and the Kali for the Dino Riders.
Yeah, and I think the Voldem on Sojin is going to work really well. Wild Charge go in there. You have Ryoma can stun. Roar can then jump on him, and then Kali can basically rain fire from behind. But you have to be careful of BMG. They have a pretty solid early game, given Tulin, Richter, and Wonder Woman there. They can put a lot of pressure against Dino Riders.
And I want to see what Beginnings is capable of doing with this Crush as well. We've been seeing him play a lot of the Annette, the more mage style, where he has to have a little bit different positioning. Now he's going to have that opportunity to use that Crush, actually go for the engages, but I actually look to see what he's capable of doing with that Crush from a disengage standpoint. That is something that Beginnings has succeeded in the past. He will be trying to use that much more defensively and allowing the Wonder Woman as well as the Richter to be that full engage for their team.
I think the Rourke is what drew my eye for Dino Riders, though, because it seems almost completely disconnected from the rest of the roster. And to be frank and rude, that's what Hawaii looks like in-game as well. So I'm worried that he'll play isolated and he won't be able to capitalize on the opportunities made, because Rourke isn't a high-mobility character, and his burst damage isn't really enabled by the rest of this roster. So
he's going to have to rely on his team a lot. And they have to work together. I mean, we saw that happen when they did work well together. The Wild Prison, then Rourke, he can just dive right onto the ADC. So that's something that we're going to be paying close attention to, because late game team fights are going to be making break for Dino Riders, because I don't see them winning the early game here.
They're going to be going against very strong solo laners as well. We mentioned the KZ Fox Hoon matchup when BMG and former Pride Stark Empire played each other in the mid lane. That was a huge aspect of things. Now, they're on the same team. You've got Tulin in the hands of KZ Fox, which is one of his best heroes. You've got Elsu into the hands of Hoon, which we have seen before, and now it's time to see him in action. Blue Martini Gaming versus Dino Riders in our North American Match 1, game number 1.
An opportunity for both sides to take the front lines in North America. Challenge for the top. Blue Martini already have that, but their roster changes have definitely thrown it a little bit into jeopardy.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how BMG's roster is going to do here with Hoon in the mid lane. KZ Fox playing the Elsu here, and we know this guy had a monster Kali.
Mid lane, KZ Fox, like you say. Very good Kali. Is that similar, do you think, to the Elsu?
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to run Elsu bot lane, and KZ Fox will continue to play in his mid lane role. And Hoon is going to play side lane Tulin, which Hoon was a mid laner, and Tulin is one of his heroes that he knows very well.
Beginnings will be standing as this frontline crashed, and that was rude. KZ Fox stealing away a little bit of farm.
Yeah, no wonder Beginnings was being a little aggressive there. He's giving the vision over to KZ Fox. And look at that wave clear for Elsu. The snipe is so great with the minion wave.
Beginnings, that was so fun. Little twirl to push Chosen back. Zane, oh my god, he's a quick farm.
Yeah, he wasted his Bracelets of Submission, though.
But he had his Bracelets of Submission at literally a minute 40.
Yeah, that is a very fast level 4, and that's why they're going to be aggressive here. But he doesn't have it up, but look at this. The engage.
Lasso, Chosen pulled back in, Beginnings for the chase. They knock Chosen low enough. He's going to have to recall. That may have very permanent implications, particularly as the Abyssal Dragon's coming up in just a second.
That's correct. He had to burn his Flicker as well there to disengage. And right now, BMG is definitely showing the Dino Riders how aggressive their team can be.
How do you feel about this mid Elsu? Because we've seen kind of an ongoing debate of mid or side lane Elsu. Where do you fall?
When he first came out, I knew that he had the option to flex to mid because he has so much range, and any hero that has good wave clear and a range like he does, look at his snipe, literally more than half health the minions all in a line there, and that's why he's good, and that's the key to mid lane. If you can clear wave faster, you can then pressure, push wave under tower, make your opponent mid laner play defensive, and then rotate to get objective, exactly how to do it right now.
Beginnings is bullying Chosen. Chosen finally gets a little bit done with it, throws a bit of a fit. You have level 3 still on Beginnings, no ult available. Who will narrowly grab Blue Martini that first Abyssal. That allows Blue Martini to back up.
Yeah, very nice job by Hoon there. Zane didn't have to use his punish. KZ Fox a little low, almost.
Very low, but Hawaii doesn't quite feel confident diving all the way beneath the tower. Beginnings is there to harass them as well. Sleepy considers diving KZ Fox, but thinks better of the option.
Yeah, they have to be careful. BMG is low here.
Zane,
nice engage right
the
there.
lasso. Wonder Woman stuns are available, but he doesn't bother to spend them. The Metamorphosis did create an opportunity, though. Beginnings with a very nice read over the wall. Now he has to back out, though. CLZ's going to make that difficult. Spectral Iron takes the front line.
Yeah, that was a pretty dangerous engage by BMG there. And Beginnings wasted his ult, used his ult defensively. Zane also uses ult, so they don't have it up, but look.
That was so good. The jungle strike, that charge strike from the bush gives you a little bit of extra damage in a knockup, and KO just reset in the bush multiple times during that fight.
That was insane how he pulled off all of the passive abilities of Richter there, using the bush for that knockup ability, and Zane is in big trouble.
Break splits, the stun, Hawaii, he's double teamed. He can't witness the determinations there. He just might. The lasso does allow Zane to grab the kill.
Wow.
KO comes down on top, and Sleepy, the jungle minion, it eats all his ethereal pulse.
Yeah, and Zane went in there, engaged with the lasso, and then used his brace of submission to bait, had the shield up just in time, and then ran away, used the lasso again to engage onto Rourke, and then used a sword and shield to barely dodge the ult from Kali.
The lasso might seem like madness, but for the duration of being pulled in, Hawaii couldn't get his attack off, and that was a long enough stun to get the kill.
Yeah, that was massive. Don't forget, Wonder Woman has that damage reduction, so Zane literally played to the win condition of Wonder Woman, baiting with his low health and activating his ult just at the right time, and of course his teammate KO is right there behind him.
Very well done by Blue Martini. Now they want to push forward into the enemy jungle a little bit more, steal away some more farms, secure a second Abyssal.
Yeah, and look how aggressive KZ Fox is playing there. He's always constantly on the opponent river side here, constantly putting his Sentinel down and sniping, getting that extra armor pierce, and giving the vision that he needs to allow his team to easily take Abyssal Dragon uncontested.
Zane does exactly that, grabbing the Abyssal Dragon uncontested. Beginnings will fall back, but he's just operating kind of as a roving source of vision for KZ Fox.
Yeah, and remember there, the longer he sits on that Sentinel and he doesn't move, the more pierce LSU gives and the more damage he's going to do. So that's a location that KZ Fox is using in a very forward-looking, aggressive manner.
Whew, wow. Big snipes.
Ouch.
Chosen has to fall back up top. Yikes needed to fall back as well. He spends the Nature's Realm as well. Zane can't quite burn through it. Bracelets, the stun. KO with the jungle strike. Is waiting in the bushes. Now he'll go in. The Metamorphosis is perfect. KO rides a little bit too far forward and the Wild Prison locks him down. Zane will fall. Hawaii turns the fight. Beginnings doesn't have the damage, and it's KO and KZ Fox. But KZ has the cleanup. He's got one, and the snipe's being lined up for his third. I don't think he'll quite land it. And actually, CLZ makes this dangerous. He needs to disengage away. And look, that's beautiful. The flicker, he's got the kills.
Wow, what a play there. That flicker and KZ Fox rotating up and getting those kills. Look at him. He has 2 kills under his name. And then, of course, KO using the bush and terrain advantage to come out as Richter to get those knockoffs. And, of course, the Metamorphosis really helped them turn that fight in their favor.
Hoon now wants the bottom tower. He's playing nearby at Chosen will of the wave clear.
Yeah, Hoon is doing a good job. He's level 9, TJ. Level 9 right now.
Bot lane mage farm.
4.7k gold. He is the most fed, and he hasn't really shown up in these team fights. So when he does, and they have a full team fight with Tulin, that's going to be very scary.
Oh, just like that.
Wow. Just like that. Like I say, he is fed. I mean, look at him. He has his Reyes Blessing already. His Orb Magi. He's going to start stacking those stacks to get more damage over time.
Zane and Beginnings one away into the fight. They'll group up down bottom, looking for that tower, which they should get. Up top, KO and Yikes are just going to brawl back and forth. That tower's going to go down. There's nothing that can be done about it.
Yeah, KZ Fox, look at that. Using that, and they're going to go ahead and use this bot lane advantage to go ahead and take another dragon that's uncontested.
The cold leads. Blue Martini have accelerated far away.
Yeah, they definitely have, and the one that's taking the lead away is definitely Mr. Hoon here, as well as KO, doing pretty well in the top lane, not having any deaths, and securing 3 kills himself.
Chase from Zane will scare away the Bennett in the jungle, and up in the top lane, actually, it's big trouble for Hawaii. Pops the determination.
Wow.
But KO barely gets the kill.
Yeah, I love that play there. The way that he was able to use his abilities, Mark of Hunter, and secure that damage. And Hawaii was so close. Man, and look, Sojin, what are you doing? Where are you? Why are you so aggressive positioning into BMG's jungle?
Oh my god, he just got deleted. He just vanished. Beginnings keeps pushing as well, tacking up the Ethereal Pulse. Buying time perhaps for this wave to connect with the tower, and it does exactly that. They'll take it.
Yeah, I was waiting for that snipe. I thought KZ Fox was going to be able to land that snipe onto Sleepy there, but doesn't make it there. But you see the aggressiveness, the 4-man rotation. Shojin, for some reason, was on BMG's side of the river in the jungle, gets caught up by Hoon, and then falls, and that puts them in a really bad spot, and they lose the tier 1 mid tower.
Hawaii wants to be able to take some of his own jungle, and it's so hard.
Yeah, you can see BMG. They're constantly... Oh my god.
My god is right. Who just doesn't stop Thunderbird through. He's got a double kill in the bot lane. Finally, they shut him down, but he's done far too much damage.
That was a 2 versus 1 there. He is super fed, but without giving his first death, and the gold is going to go over to the person that killed him. So they got to be careful. That streak, that gold bounty actually worth something for the team that's behind.
Oh, nice wild prison chosen. I don't think it'll get him anything, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, look at the damage KZ Fox is doing. He has Muramasa and Fafnir's Talon right now on this aggressive Elsu build.
Very snipe focused, relying on the Muramasa to do the vast majority of his snipe damage. His auto attacks will do a little bit less, but the Fafnir's Talon helps with that.
Yeah, Beginning's going to disengage here. Dino Riders, they need to figure this out. They have to try to get a pick, but look at the rotations from BMG. They're constantly putting so much map pressure everywhere. They're rotating as 3, 4. Hoon is now completely online here. He has so much damage on him, and he's playing super overconfident, I feel. So I feel like they can take advantage of that overconfidence.
KO goes in. Is it overconfident? If it works!
KO and Hoon just coming, and KO, he's so sneaky. He's waiting from the bush at the right moment, coming in there.
Zane, don't do this!
Oh my goodness, Zane as well. These guys are not letting down. Again, another lasso connection.
Zane just keeps pushing. CLZ has to go back. Chosen, it looks like.
Just as
of the clear.
Talking about Dino Riders getting some picks here. Guess what? BMG, they're getting all the picks, TJ. 2 picks so far, 2 kills. That converts to multiple objectives for them here. 1 tower on the top, and potentially another tower here. Look at them. They're just hanging out with the snipe protection from Mr. KZ Fox.
Blue Martini dropping some PM. The tower itself will fall, given enough focus. Who goes in, Chosen. Oh,
wow.
Barely survives. Ethereal Pulse will be there. Sleepy trying to zone them back. I don't think he can go too far, though, because the next wave's going to be here. Hoon's relying on his mobility to get him out of the line. Finally have gone too far.
Okay, Hoon, little overly eager. They're overly confident. He's fed. He didn't use his orb there. He just finished it. If he had it there,
the Arctic Orb?
The Arctic Orb, yeah, he could have used the vulnerability there for a second to keep himself alive, but didn't have it in time. So we'll see how that's going to play a role next time.
This is not a bad call by Hawaii. It's just optimistic. Beginnings is in the area with the Metamorphosis he can use to cancel it. Oh, but that's so smart. The Wild Prison, they've got a Dark Slayer in exchange for an Abyssal.
Yeah, and they traded, and that's really smart. But this is better for Dino Riders, honestly, because Enraged Abyssal Dragon gives you the team-wide buff, which is better for team fighting. So if you're a team that behind, if you have to pick between Dark Slayer or Enraged Abyssal Dragon, always take the Enraged Abyssal Dragon because it gives you a comeback chance with not only the Dark Blessing, but the team-wide buff that you get. So if they get a good pick here, they could potentially turn this game in their favor somewhat.
Have to do better than this, though. KO doing a lot of damage in the middle of the team. The snipe arcs through as well. Ethereal Pulse. Can't quite finish him off.
Oh man, these snipes are hurting. But look at Kali, the amount of damage he's doing onto KZ Fox.
He can just land a full Ethereal Pulse. Maybe triangulate him from the direction of those snipes.
Yeah, that is so dangerous.
Drake in the bottom lane. Wave to be cleared. Blue Martini are looking for the high grounds. Metamorphosis through from Beginnings. A full engage. Sleepy will not survive. The Thunderbird confirms the kill. Yikes in the meantime drops an excellent Nature's Realm, but it is not enough. It's doing the damage. It's stalling out Blue Martini. They don't have the kills yet, but they've held the tower. The wave clear was there. Dino Riders stand strong. The Drake itself is doing damage, but it won't for long. and Blue Martini can't quite close the deal.
Yeah, that's just the Dark Blessing on Hawaii. He took a lot of the damage. They're trying to focus him down, and then... Oh.
What are you doing, Zane? He's so far forward. He's relying on this being able to happen, but I don't think it will. Hoon's trying to do the damage, the big stun. Zane takes a 3v3, and this is doable actually now. The Thunderbird doesn't land, though. Hoon unable to land his full damage. Yikes is pulled back in. The double lasso, the Nature's Realm. He will not survive that. It's not enough. He's got the shielding from the essence of the wind. That gets him out. Barely enough.
Man, those Nature Realms are happening. Look at Hawaii is going to be chasing them down, but he's not going to be able to catch him in time. But what an aggressive play there by Hoon and Zane going back in.
Hawaii.
And look at this.
It's too far forward. The Ion Blasts don't connect, though. Again, by the skin of their teeth.
Man, they just love to fight and get into each other's faces here. This is such a fun game to watch. But the key is how well Yikes is playing Bennett. Honestly, those Nature Realms saved them in the first fight under their high ground tower, and then again in that one fight that we just watched.
I literally don't know how Dino Riders stayed alive, but they don't have the buff anymore.
They don't have the buff. That's the key.
And that's going to mean it's extra difficult for BM or for Dino Riders to hold on.
Yeah, but BM's got to be careful because they're starting to get parity in terms of items and levels here. We're getting to late game, 15 minutes, 14, level 15, and that's going to give a chance for Dino Riders to get back in the game if BMG makes an over-aggressive mistake.
KO looking for a way in. Snipes starting to not do so much damage. There's now a couple characters who can comfortably tank a snipe. Hoon finds Hawaii in the bot lane. Metamorphosis from beginnings will go through, but Yikes ignores it. The Nature's Realm again. It's pretty gosh darn perfect. And Yikes will go in. They've got beginnings solo, but they can't convert the kill.
Man, that was so close. They could have got him, though. The Kali ultimate was raining down fire. He was taking so much tier 3 high ground tower damage as well. That was their chance there, but beginnings somehow barely escapes with his life.
Like you said, item parity's not too far off. BMGaming are about to hit max item across the board.
Yeah.
Same's true for Dino Riders.
And the staff of No is completed by Kali. Gonna give extra pierce. That means Sleepy's gonna do extra damage. But Birth Action is a very interesting build though on the Kali.
Little bit of AoE.
Yeah, I felt like could have went more just straight magic damage there, but we'll see.
Determination. He's gone. It's a step too far, but Hawaii's down to trade. The snipe from KZ Fox. No, Yikes. This surely is too far. The Ethereal Pulse will try and back him up, but it's got to be on the flank from CLZ. Yikes get down. A good flicker. KO though. And Zane's don't. It deletes Dino Riders. They've won the fight. It's only Chosen and Yikes still alive. And the lasso from Zane pulls Chosen back into the team. They can't quite finish him off, but it's a matter of time at this point because the wave will crash.
Yeah, Hawaii there going getting a kill, and then look at what happened in the fight earlier. But TJ, what's going to happen here?
Yikes will poke forward. Just take the front lines. I don't actually know if they can finish because these are the two tankiest boys. Super minions in top are actually their best bet. This is terrifying. 3 seconds left on Hawaii. They could hold. Metamorphosis, the damage, the full bracelets. They spent all the ults though. And here comes Hawaii. He'll charge through the middle of the fight, shredding the front line. The wave does crash, but Zane's gone. And Dino Riders, again, they hold on.
Yeah, and BMG is overextending. They're playing a little too confident, and they're giving these chances for Dino Riders to come right back in the game there. But we saw what happened in the last fight. That was a beautiful snipe from Elsu, but KO and Zane, when they come in and engage together, wow, they dominate those fights. But like I said, the item parity there, level parity has been reached. They're going to get the Abyssal Dragon. This could turn in Dino Riders' favor.
This enraged Abyssal likely decides the game. Sleepy with the Ethereal Pulse. Yikes to zone. He's solo. The Nature's Realm doesn't save him. Hoon's got the kill. Hawaii needs this Abyssal. They try for the Wild Prison. It doesn't save them. Hawaii is gone. The Abyssal goes to Blue Martini Gaming. And Dino Riders have likely just lost everything. It's only CLZ left. He's being chased down, hunted. He'll turn around, just trying for the kill, but there's nothing left. A complete team wipe is what it takes. But Blue Martini will get game number 1.
Yeah, definitely game number 1 there, but what a crazy fight. KO on this Richter. Oh my goodness, the way that he plays this Richter, completely perfect to Richter's win condition. I mean, the way he's engaging Zane with all these lassos and Wonder Woman engaged, and of course KZ Fox. He actually went down, ignored the dragon, and just focused on to Dino Riders team and destroyed them. And Hoon stole the Rage